Hi students, it is Sucharatta here teaching you SST and here with Geography 2nd chapter class 9 Physical Features of India. India is a large country. It has mountains, rivers, it has plateaus and so many other relief features. So you all will be keen to know how these features developed and how they have developed besides what led to their development. There are certain characteristic features of all the reliefs and we shall study in detail about all of them. But here, before I start with the chapter, let me make you familiar with the new words and concepts. Massif. This word you are going to see again and again in the chapter. It is a mountainous area, that is called a massif. Second is fold and faults. Folds and faults occur due to the tectonic activity and these are actually a geological feature. Then what is a fault? Fault is actually a brittle deformation which occurs on the earth. So, you see various activities are occurring on the earth which are slowly going to emerge into a specific kind of landform or a relief feature. Next is tectonic. Tectonic are the forces which originate in the earth and due to which the changes occur in the features of the landforms. Very, very important activity. Gondwana land. Gondwana land was indeed called as a supercontinent. It was the South America, Africa, Australia and Antarctica combined together called as the Gondwana land. And we will see how from here the things changed and various continents were formed. Eurasian plate. Eurasian plate is actually a landmass which is there in the northern hemisphere and it is also called as the Angara land. Next is the Tethys Sea. This sea is very, very shallow and it lies between Angara and Gondwana. What is Angara, children? This is the Eurasian plate and Gondwana is that supercontinent which was there. So, slowly we are becoming familiar with the terms and concepts that are going to make changes in the relief features of India. Continuing with the terms and concept, the next one is estuary. Estuary is actually a funnel shaped mouth of the river. Then we have lagoons. Lagoons are shallow lakes which are salty. They are called as lagoons. Glacier. Glacier is a slow moving river of snow and ice. Next is basin. Basin is an area that is drained by a river and its tributaries. Next is catchment area. Catchment area is actually an area which is drained by rainwater and then it goes into a river. Next is delta. Delta is an area or low flat land which is triangular in shape and it is from here that a river splits and the tributaries are formed. Next is Babbar. Babbar is actually a division of the northern plain from the river Indus to Tista. It has porous bed and it also has pebbles, that is the Babbar. This is a very important area. Remember, when I teach you, just remember about it. Next is the Tarai. Tarai are in fact the foothills of Himalayas, and it is a very marshy area. It has thick forest and wildlife. So, children, these new terms that you are actually coming across, of course, most of them you are already aware of. You have already learnt about them in class 6th, 7th and 8th, but we shall be seeing here as to how they fit into the various physical divisions of India and how have they been responsible for shaping those features. Let us continue with the terms and concept and know about the various kinds of soils which are found in India. The first, as we see, is the Bangar. Bangar is an old alluvium soil which is found in the northern plain. Concords are found here. Second is the Khadar. Khadar is actually a young alluvium soil. It is very fertile, but it is prone to floods. Next is the sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are actually formed due to the consolidation of sediments. When the sediments get consolidated, they come together, they join together, that is the formation of the sedimentary rocks. Therefore, they are also called as stratified rocks, and the best example of a sedimentary rock is a limestone. Metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock is formed when the sedimentary and the igneous rocks, they actually change their formation. The change can occur due to the heat, the pressure, and the best example of a metamorphic rock is the marble. Next is the tributaries. Tributaries are the small streams of river and they flow and they silt into the main river. That is, all of them go and fall into the main river. That is a tributary, and the tributary of Ganga is, for example, Gomti. Then distributary. Distributary is actually when the main river breaks and many small streams of river start flowing. That is a distributary. Since the distribution of the main river has taken place, so it is a distributary. Tributary was the coming in and distributary is the flowing in of many rivers, and that is the distributary. Pass. Pass is a narrow gap which is there in the mountains, generally used by the invaders to actually penetrate or to cross the country. Next is the landslide. Landslide occurs due to rainfall, when there is excessive rainfall in the hilly regions and the unconsolidated part of the hills actually falls apart. That is, when it seems as if the hill is falling on you, a part of it is falling, that is the landslide, and shivaliks are prone to landslides. Igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed due to the cooling of the magma, and the best example of an igneous rock is the granite. I will continue with more terms and concept, and I will also start with the chapter in the next clipping.